Hello. In this presentation, we introduce CholecTrack20, a novel dataset for multi-perspective tracking of surgical tools. This work has been peer-reviewed and published at CVPR 2025. Tracking is the task of continuously estimating an object's location across video frames. It's a core problem in computer vision, whether for tracking people in a crowd, vehicles on the road, or, in our case, surgical tools in a dynamic operating field. In surgery, this capability enables applications like skill assessment, workflow understanding, and real-time decision support. It lays the foundation for context-aware surgical AI. Tool tracking goes far beyond localization. It enables the modeling of complex surgical workflows and supports downstream tasks like phase recognition, safety alerts, skill assessment, robotic control, navigation, and augmented reality assistance. Unlike general tracking scenarios, surgical scenes are dynamic, constrained, and complex. Tools don't follow fixed patterns. They often become occluded by anatomy, share similar appearances, or disappear entirely when removed from the body. Frequent reinsertion and visual obstructions like smoke and bleeding add further complications, making re-identification and continuity highly non-trivial. Conventional paradigms such as single-object tracking, SOT, or multi-object tracking, MOT, fall short in surgical environments. They struggle with persistent occlusion, tool reappearance, and viewpoint changes. A tool exiting the body or camera view may be wrongly assigned a new identity, breaking temporal consistency. In this work, we introduce multi-perspective tracking, a novel framework that disentangles tool tracking into three views. 1. Intraoperative trajectory, full life cycle of the tool during surgery. 2. Intracorporeal trajectory, periods when the tool is inside the patient. And 3. Visibility trajectory, what the camera sees. This decomposition aligns tracking logic with surgical realities, enhancing robustness and interpretability. CholecTrack20 is the first dataset to formalize tracking across these three perspectives. The dataset was curated by the CAMA group at the University of Strasbourg. It shares content lineage with CholecTrack80 and CholecTrack50, two of the most widely used surgical video datasets. It contains 20 full-length laparoscopic cholecystectomy videos, averaging 1 hour each, sampled at 1 fps. It yields approximately 35,000 annotated frames and over 65,000 tool instances, labeled with bounding boxes and multi-perspective identities. Annotations include 7 tool types, for example, grasper, scissors, hook, operator IDs, for example, main surgeon's left or right hand, assistant surgeon hands, 7 surgical phases, visual conditions, for example, occlusion, smoke, bleeding, reflections, waterlogging. CholecTrack20 enforces hierarchical identity assignment across out-of-body and out-of-camera events, ensuring robust re-identification and realistic clinical modeling. We conduct in-depth label analysis to understand relationships among tools and tracking patterns. This informs data pre-processing and model design. Here, we explore how different tools exhibit distinct tracking behaviors across surgical sequences. We analyze how tool usage varies by operator. This reveals interaction dynamics between surgeons and instruments, offering cues for skill assessment and intent prediction. We examine how tool tracking patterns evolve across surgical phases. Complex stages like colored triangle dissection show dense, prolonged activity, while simpler ones like preparation or clipping feature fewer, shorter tracks. These patterns are key for phase-aware modeling. We apply exponential moving averages, EMA, to tool trajectories to visualize variance and detect inconsistencies. High variance frames mark difficult cases, critical for stress testing tracking models. To assess label accuracy, we measure 1. Jacquard index for bounding box overlap, 2. Cohen's kappa for label consistency. Both metrics exceed 90%, confirming high inter-annotator agreement and annotation quality. We benchmark 13 state-of-the-art detectors. YOLO version 7 leads with 56.1% AP, followed by YOLO X at 44.2%. Deformable DETR and SWIN-T perform competitively, while anchor-free models like CenterNet and FCOS demonstrate strong speed-accuracy trade-offs. We evaluate 8 multi-object trackers on multi-perspective tracking. All methods fall below 45% HOTA, reflecting the difficulty of tracking in surgical settings. Conventional models, like FairMo and TransTrack, performed poorly, less than 10% HOTA, due to lack of support for viewpoint shifts and identification. BikeTrack and BotSort perform better but still struggle with tool similarity and occlusion. We visualize results from 4 representative trackers: BikeTrack, SmileTrack, BotSort, and OCSort, highlighting their strengths and weaknesses across real surgical scenes. Common failure modes include identity fragmentation, misdetection in poor visibility, identity switches, poor localization, false positives. These issues are exacerbated by the complex visual dynamics in surgery. While most models handle bleeding relatively well due to training data abundance, they struggle with smoke, leading to fragmented and inconsistent tracks. Occlusions, whether between tools or with anatomy, are handled reasonably by modern models. However, trocar views, where the camera enters or exits the surgical port, obscure the field completely and remain a major challenge. Waterlogged scenes and specular reflections are particularly difficult. These distort tool appearance, often the primary cue for re-identification, and disrupt tracking across all models. We visualize tool trajectories in 2D space to better understand motion consistency and tracking failures. As can be seen in the demo videos, these plots reveal how models behave under different conditions. Older models like Sort and Fairmart exhibit erratic and noisy tracks. The more recent models such as BikeTrack, BotSort, SmileTrack, and OCSort show smoother, more consistent trajectories. Transformer-based models such as Mort and TransTrack show intermediate performance. Current state-of-the-art trackers still fall short, achieving under 45% HOTA on CholecTrack20. Challenges such as occlusion, smoke, and tool similarity reveal that location and appearance cues alone are insufficient. We must explore context-aware, perspective-sensitive, and semantically enriched tracking models. We demonstrate CVPR, a new model which we built to improve the weakness of the benchmark models. It is trained on CholecTrack20 dataset to track all 3 perspectives jointly. This enables accurate and context-aware tracking across full, visible, and internal trajectories. This dataset highlights the limitations of existing tracking paradigms and the urgent need for more intelligent, multi-cue approaches. CholecTrack20 offers the right foundation to drive this evolution. Thank you for your attention. We hope CholecTrack20 contributes meaningfully to the advancement of surgical AI and tracking research.